How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. So I'm back today with my next Everything That We Know So Far video. This one today, guys, is going to actually showcase the new Spyro Reignited Trilogy. So this game is developed by Toys for Bob, of course published by Activision, who also published the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. And after the incredible success of that game, really it was only a matter of time before Spyro was brought back to us in all its remastered, remade glory. So this game is actually going to be available very soon. It's available on September the 21st and will be available on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They haven't said yet or confirmed officially whether or not the game will be available on PC and also on Nintendo Switch, but given the fact that Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy is currently available on Nintendo Switch, it seems a good safe bet that Spyro Reignited Trilogy will make their way to those platforms at some point. So Spyro for me is very much a love from my childhood. I would actually say that I'm more of a Spyro fan than I was a Crash Bandicoot fan, and I played more of Spyro than any kind of sort of games at that time. So I really love Spyro. I loved those games and I'm super excited to see it brought back in all its remastered glory. So what is Spyro Reignited Trilogy? Well, very similar to Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy, it will actually be a full remaster remake of the first three Spyro games, which in my opinion are the best. So this will include Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and of course Spyro Year of the Dragon. It's actually coming up on the 20th anniversary of the original Spyro the Dragon game, which was originally developed by Insomniac Games for the PlayStation 1, and these three games were actually released between 1998 and 2000. So given the fact that it's coming up on the 20th anniversary, it seems like the perfect time to bring this series back to fans of the series, but also to new gamers and new generations as well. This game was first announced on April the 5th, 2018, following the release of Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. The developers, Toys for Bob, have said that the game will showcase improved environments, updated controls, brand new lighting and recreated cinematics, along with full analog stick support and a smoother camera, of course using that right analog stick, much better than the original games where you had to rely on the bumpers for controlling the camera, and obviously it could feel very, very clunky at that time. So with a much smoother camera, analog stick support, gameplay should be a lot smoother and quite fun. We got to see a lot of Spyro at E3 this year. There was actually a full gameplay demo available for people to get hands-on with the game. They actually covered 3 levels from the game. Those levels included Toasty Treetops and Sunny Flight, the footage of which is in the background for you guys to have a nosy at and to enjoy. What I love about this remake is that the levels have been mapped faithfully from the originals. This is a one-for-one recreation, and what I mean by that is the full level design, the enemy placement, chest locations are exactly the same as were in the original games. Basically, to give you a little bit of background to explain how this came about, Toys for Bob actually approached Insomniac Games to ask if they had the original source code for the original Spyro games. Unfortunately, that source code went sort of missing in the move to new studios. So what they had to do is they actually created something called the Spyroscope, which is absolutely incredible, and it was like a program that would run as the developers at Toys for Bob played through the original games again. And what this Spyroscope did is it actually captured and collected data on everything to do with that game. So it looked at things like how long you would fly, jumping distance, running speed, every movement that Spyro could make. And the reason they did this is they wanted to capture that feel from the original series, and they wanted seasoned sort of players of the originals and older gamers to get that sense of being able to jump back into the game and to play it feeling like they were playing the originals, so that muscle memory they had from playing the originals and navigating the levels, that it would feel exactly the same, which as a fan of the originals, I just love that they've gone that sort of extra step and that extra detail. So the one-for-one recreation is quite impressive. There have been a lot of side-by-side comparisons, some of which I'm showing in the background here, which is showing sort of how the original compares to the remastered. Of course, the levels are identical in terms of where the enemies are and things, but definitely this is a remastered, beautiful remake, and the game just looks stunning. It looks beautiful. Of course, this is an updated Spyro, so there have been a few sort of improvements that have been made. Firstly, characters have been reimagined with additional flair, and the reason behind this is that Toys for Bob developers said that they wanted to create more unique and expressive characters. This can be seen in some of the dragons that we can see in the levels which you free. And these dragons are all unique and influenced by the worlds that they come from. So, like, I think there's like an artisan dragon that obviously looks like a painter or a sculptor. In the original Spyro games, you would also free these dragons in the first game, but they always look the same. And the only thing that really changed was the color of the dragons. So it's really nice that they're sort of adding those extra touches there, which is really, really, really cool. As well, the environments are a lot more interactive. The grass in the game looks like beautiful. So the original Spyros was the first kind of very huge open world kind of large maps, and a lot of it was because it was so new for the PlayStation. A lot of the environments were kind of like rolling fields, but they were very plain. So it's really nice to have these new sort of modern techniques in games incorporated in. So the grass will move and will react to Spyro. Spyro's fire also chars the grass and singes it as well, and it's just really, really cool to sort of the game just looks beautiful. It looks so beautiful. The original soundtrack will be back, so Stuart Copeland's original soundtrack is back in the game, but it is remastered. But you can switch between both the original score and the new remastered score, depending on which one you prefer. As well, back voice acting is Tom Kenny, who is one of the fan favorite actors from Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, and he will actually be reprising his role across all three games, so that's really, really cool. The game will be telling the stories and the script faithfully from the first three games, so the story will be exactly the same. The level design will be exactly the same. Toys for Bob have confirmed that there are no new levels. There's going to be no hidden extra content at the moment. Maybe there'll be some DLC content further down the road. But they've said what they wanted to do is they wanted to focus on making and recreating the original faithfully and with love and with passion. And that can definitely be seen in some of the gameplay footage that we obviously can see here in the background. But even though there aren't any new levels or anything like that, this is all three games crammed into one game. So there is a lot of content here for you to play and to pick up. There are more than 100 levels and over 400 characters across all three games. So Spyro Reignited Trilogy is definitely worth picking up. This is a must buy for me, just as a fan of the original series, and just as a fan of the way the game looks. It just looks so beautiful, and it's my childhood, so I get all that nostalgic feeling, and I really want to pick it up and play it. And I'm super excited for a new generation to pick up this game and to play this game, and for people that are like my age that have kids, and you know, the thought that they can pick up this game and play it with their children and relive those childhood memories together with their family is really, really nice and really exciting. So I'm a huge fan of Spyro, and yeah, Spyro Reignited Trilogy looks absolutely fantastic. I will absolutely be picking it up and playing it, and we'll probably showcase it a little bit on my channel for you guys to check it out and basically hear my general thoughts on it. But what do you guys think of Spyro Reignited Trilogy? Is it a game that you're interested in? Did you play the originals? What are your thoughts on this whole remastered remake phase or trend that we're going through at the moment? What do you think of them? What do you think of this game? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button as always to show your support. Leave a comment, share, and if it's the first time that you've seen this kind of video and you enjoyed the content, then please of course subscribe and hit that bell button to always get up-to-date information when I upload videos. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye guys.